Good morning. The grand marble columns of the Senate House, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time. It is in this very chamber, under the shadow of these ancient pillars, that the seeds of my ambition were sown, a grand vision that took years to cultivate and bring to fruition. As I sit here in reflection, the echoes of those long-gone debates and decisions resurface, reminding me of the virtue of patience and the power of long-term planning. In the year 49 BC, as I stood on the brink of the Rubicon, poised to cross into a new chapter of Roman history, I was not merely a general leading an army. I was a strategist with a grand design. My decision to declare myself dictator was not born of immediate desires, but of years of meticulous preparation and calculated foresight. This was the culmination of a strategy that began long before I stood on the banks of that fateful river. The path to this point was not one of sudden actions or impulsive decisions, but of patient maneuvering and deliberate planning. I recall the early days of my political career, when I was a young and ambitious magistrate. My initial steps were small but significant. Alliances were forged, loyalties secured, and every move was made with an eye toward a distant horizon. The whispers of my enemies, the shifting sands of Roman politics, and the ever-changing landscape of power were all factors I had to navigate with a steady hand and a long view. As I reflect on my time in Gaul, where I expanded my influence and secured the loyalty of my troops, I see the fruits of that long-term vision. The years spent in the provinces were not merely about conquest, but about building a foundation of support and laying the groundwork for future success. Each victory, each diplomatic maneuver, and each act of clemency was part of a larger plan to solidify my position and ensure a lasting legacy. The decision to declare myself dictator for life in 44 BC was not a spontaneous declaration, but a carefully orchestrated culmination of years of effort and strategy. It was a testament to the power of patience and the effectiveness of a long-term vision. By the time I made this declaration, the groundwork had been laid, the alliances had been secured, and the loyalty of my supporters was unwavering. In the quiet moments of reflection, I see the wisdom in waiting, in allowing time to be an ally rather than an adversary. The patience required to build and maintain power over such a period is not merely a personal virtue, but a strategic necessity. My success was not merely the result of seizing the moment, but of creating a moment that was ripe for the seizing. Consider a goal or project you are working on. How can you apply the principles of patience and long-term planning to achieve this objective? Reflect on the steps you can take today to ensure that your efforts are aligned with a broader, long-term vision. Observe how taking a patient, strategic approach influences your progress and ultimate success.